Next up is Music Island Sampler. Alright, it's just labeled as Music Island in the dashboard. I guess Sampler is just talking about the demo. So let's see if the sampler is enough to make us want to buy the game. Yeah, I'm sure it has a lot to load. It's loading the quality that we've come to expect from X-Blake. Okay. Story mode. Hello, stranger. We have to protect his tree, and he'll help us get off the island. We press A to the beat while holding a direction. We want to kill the turtles. Why are we killing turtles? I like turtles. Alright, so this is basically how it goes. Turtles are going to start appearing. And we have to hold the direction that they're coming from and press the button in time with that beat. And if I do it wrong, I lose. Okay. I'm not doing well. If I do it wrong, then that guy in the lower left-hand corner grunts, I lose points. And the turtles don't die. It's not too hard, but I guess a little harder when I'm talking. Oh dear, the fish. I knew it was the fish. Even when it was the turtles, I knew it would be the fish. Okay, so the fish are blue. And that means that we use the blue button X to kill them. We're using the A button, the green button, to kill the turtles, of course. This isn't really a fun game. I mean, it's kind of odd to me because kind of the idea of rhythm games is that when you play them right, it, creates music. And it kind of motivates you to play it right. So you can create, the complete song. I don't notice anything like that happening here. Granted, it's just a tutorial so far, but I'm not noticing any kind of, cohesive melody being created by me killing these animals. Just like in real life. Okay, so now we're actually playing the full thing, because we have 4 directions we have to address. See, that didn't make any kind of music. I'm not noticing any kind of music here. And the core gameplay itself, I'm not thinking is very fun. I'm not sure why we're killing turtles and fish and why they're invading this island. I probably shouldn't think about that too much. Okay, my tree was destroyed. And I'm okay with that. Because Music Island is not... I'm not really interested in continuing to play this. I mean, granted, I'm not good at it, but I don't think I would enjoy it much more if I was. But, Yeah, Music Island, it's a rhythm game where I didn't really notice much in the way of rhythm or music or really anything like that. Next up, The Hearts of Men, Throne of Deceit. So I think this is actually part of a series. I've never actually played anything else from this, so let's see. Casual and classic. Those are kind of odd difficulty names, so I'll just go with casual, I guess. And yeah, I haven't played anything else from this, so this is new to me. So we have 4 classes: Elf, Warrior, Warlock, Viking. I kind of like the look of the Viking, so let's try that. There are 4 players that we can, that you could use as maximum, but we're only doing 1 player. Okay, so the graphics look nice anyway so far. I mean, the character art, the drawing, looks alright. Better than what we might usually see. Hint, use the left thumbstick to move around. I'm glad it told me, because I was going to press the home button to try to move, and that would have been no good. Alright, let's start off and see what... Oh, we got a little comic book intro. Yeah, my art's not bad, really. And it looks like we're drowning. That's how we start the game. We die, and game is over. That was fast. Oh dear. Isn't that always the way? You come home from the hunt, your cabin's on fire, and your family's dead. Seriously, that is kind of an origin story that's used kind of a lot.
Move with your left thumbstick and shoot with the right thumbstick. It's a twin stick.
Thank you. That's why it's called that.
Move with your left thumbstick and shoot with the right thumbstick. It's a twin stick.
Yeah, thank you for repeating it. Are you going to say it again? No. Okay. Oh, I think she was going to say it again. Okay. So, it's basically Gauntlet. And I'm okay with that. I like some Gauntlet. Gauntlet with a bit more of a storyline, I guess. Kind of a dark storyline, despite the comic bookish looking art. So, you know, you played Gauntlet, you know how this goes. Overhead view. This is a dual joystick shooter. Gauntlet was not, of course, but, I mean, if the concept of a dual joystick shooter was around when Gauntlet was made, it probably would have been. You know, it kind of controls in that way. So, some things we can do that were not in Gauntlet is, this. Actually, which button is it? I don't remember. There we go. We can use mana to teleport like that. Uh-oh. I guess I died. Okay, but I have lives. And if you remember how Gauntlet works, there are monster generators. You want to kill those, so they stop making those monsters. And I want to watch out how many times I actually use the teleporter, because that does drain mana when I do that. That's fun. And Viking needed food badly, so I'm glad I got that. Yeah, I liked Gauntlet when I was a kid, so this is interesting. And it doesn't seem like a bad version of Gauntlet. It seems alright. Some of the enemies have nice animations, some not so much. I really don't know anything about the story. I got the key. Don't really know anything about the story of the game besides that little comic book we just saw. Okay, we got the key, and, alright, so now I can go through the locked door. There's some monster generators up here, so I gotta get to them, even if that means taking a pounding. I had Gauntlet on the NES. I first played it in the arcade, but then got it on the NES, so that's the version I was most familiar with. Oh. Gauntlet was a really, really hard game. Back when I had the NES, I never actually beat it. I beat it years later, going back to it on an emulator, and using save states. So yeah, I wasn't really beating it, I know, but I just had to see how the game ended. Basically, it was a game where you were going down into this labyrinth that had 100 floors, and you had to make sure you found these secret rooms in order to get the combination to a vault. The vault was the last final level. If you didn't get the whole combination to it, you just got a game over once you reached the end of the game, because you were not able to advance into the final level, which is a huge dick move. Seriously. How can you do that? That's insane. So you go into the vault, and it's this really hard level that has this three-headed dragon as a boss. And the ending is not worth the trouble it is to go through the game, but I just had to see what it was. And I'm just talking about Gauntlet right now, memories of Gauntlet, because there's not really too much to talk about this game aside from what you're seeing. It plays like Gauntlet, like a dual joystick shooter version of Gauntlet. And it seems alright. You know, it seems like an okay game. And I'm totally okay with someone trying to make a new Gauntlet. That's okay with me. But yeah, my memories of Gauntlet generally are immense frustration trying to get through that game on the NES. Also, that you never actually got to fight that guy who would appear on the password screen to taunt you. I think his name was Torak or something. He had purple skin and looked like a demon. And he was like the big villain, but he never actually appeared in the game. You never actually fought him. That seemed kind of odd. And the last boss ending up being a dragon instead. I don't know what that was about. Oh, that's the end. That's the time limit. So, yeah, that seems fine. You know, you're looking for a game that plays like old style Gauntlet. This seems like it does that. I don't know if the difficulty is going to be anything like the original Gauntlet was. I kind of doubt it because that was kind of nuts. But it could be interesting to see. So that's the Hearts of Men, Throne of Deceit. Yeah. Basic, if you want Gauntlet, there it is. Not really much more you can say about that. Next is 20 games to play with your mates. So the idea of this is that you're buying 20 games in one. Considering that most XSplit games are on the level that they could be in a 20 games in one package, it'd be interesting to see what this is actually going to be like. But no, that's not what I wanted. To see if the games in here are smaller and more simple than what you would usually see from such a thing, or if this is actually 20 full-size XSplit games. We don't have access to all of them, just the ones that are in light purple. So we have Acid Escape, Drift Pixel, Forever Wars, Astro Pods, and Not My Brains. Guess what that one's about? Let's try Acid Escape first. Okay, we want to escape the falling acid. Oh, there I am. Okay. Gonna climb some blocks. Last week we played a game about climbing blocks, but it did not have rising acid. Whoop. Oh, the acid's rising. I gotta try to hurry up. Ah, it's pushing me down into the acid. Whoop. Oh, I'm stuck. It's created a tomb for me. I'm gonna be immolated in acid. 20 games to play with your mates is pretty dark. Alright, I think that's enough for that one. Next is Drift Pixel. It's a overhead racing game. Yep, there I am. Look at us go. You know, maybe it'd be okay with other people, but I'm just, you know, just have the one car here. It's kind of lonely. I mean, we already looked at a much better type of this type of game in Little Racers Street a few weeks ago, so I mean, this is kind of pointless. Alright, enough of that. Forever Wars. Destroy the pesky space pirates. Let's see how this works. Very simple. Okay, here we go. Dual joystick shooter. Fighting geometric shapes on a grid. The grid distorts as we kill enemies, so basically Geometry Wars. Alright, the big enemies appeared. Use my bomb. So it's a much less flashy Geometry Wars, which I'm not really sure what's the point if it's not flashy. Alright, Astropods. Let's start. 3, 2, 1, go. So the point is to land on the landing pods, and not to land too hard or you'll die. It's an interesting look at, you know, it has yeah, I won. Yeah, the game has this look with these this filter that gives it these thick scan lines and sort of gives it like a luminescent glow, trying to, you know, replicate the look of an old arcade monitor. It's interesting. This game is not. So the controls for this so far are pretty terrible. I guess that's intentional, though, because if the controls were any good, it would actually be no challenge, since all we're trying to do is land on these pads. Okay, and lastly, not my brains. So, overhead dual joystick shooter against monsters and the undead. Coming up. Except this, actually, the twist is it's not zombies, it's like spiders, some sort of spider things. That makes it different, right? And it's not just the, actually, hold on, I was about to say it's not just the one screen, but, maybe it is. Yeah, I think it is. I survived. Survived wave 1. Here comes wave 2. So you get the idea of what this is all about. It's just basically if you want, you know, if you think, hey, 20 games, that's a deal, right? Well, on Xplig, I guess it is, since These games are kind of representative of what you might get on the service. If you're gonna buy any game like it, I guess you might as well buy 20 games at once, but you could probably spend your money on something better. Because I'm not having fun. Maybe if I had my mates here to play, because it is 20 games to play with your mates. That's why I'm playing it incorrectly, obviously. But be that as it may, 20 games, I think I'd rather not play any of them. Next up, it's time for Hungry Snake, or as it just says Snake here. Hungry Snake, no doubt, the long-awaited follow-up to Snake 2. I don't know if it's made by the same developer, probably not. But let's see if it can hold up to the legend of Snake 2. So far so good. Yep. There we go. Controls that are not really responsive at all. Looking good. Green dot. Maybe that's bonus points. Ooh. Oh. Wait, was that good? I'm not sure if that sound was a good sound. Ooh. And there's a purple dot. It's probably even better. It's turning pink. Better get it before changing. -2? I'm not sure if this is... Am I doing well? I can't tell. Oh, I hit the wall. The mind-bending, psychological horror of Hungry Snake. Are getting the pills what you want to do? Or is it what you're being made to do? Maybe the twist ending is that you shouldn't have gotten the pills after all. The pills were actually representing other snakes, and you were killing them, and they look like pills to you, and you don't understand the masterpiece that is Hungry Snake. It's not something that'll be appreciated in its own time, but all in all, it seems like a worthy successor to Snake 2. Next up, it's well, that's in Japanese, but the Xbox dashboard calls this game the Hoochie play, and it's a game where the premise is we are controlling a middle-aged Japanese man as he tries to sneak up on teenagers without them noticing him. That's the game. Let's get started. Yep, that's who we're controlling. It's Taro. He's a salaryman. He went into the cosplay bar. Right? That's what he likes to do. Uh-huh. Gotta get closer to the cosplay girls. Sort of 56-year-old man. So basically the idea of the game is that we have to get closer to the girls without them noticing us. Because if they notice us getting closer to them, they'll yell. There's our first girl that we're gonna stalk. Aren't you excited? Alright, so there she is. Now we have to wait for her to turn her back so we can try to get closer. Okay, there we go. Come on, Taro. Stalk that girl. Stalk that teenager. Oh, we got to a drink. We can drink it to increase our courage. Gotta make sure I push all the buttons so Taro drinks that sake. Oh, I failed. I didn't do it in time. I gotta wait for that teenage girl to turn her back. There we go. Gonna sneak up on that girl. Oh, she saw us. We're busted. For some reason, she does not actually notice us coming towards her just as long as she doesn't see us moving. So I guess her vision is like it's like a T-Rex, where she only sees motion. We have a little hint that tells us when she's going to turn around. Let's drink this. Get drunk and hit on that teenager. Just like real life, right? Okay, so now we're drunk, and that means we can stalk that girl really fast now. Look how efficiently we stalk. Oh, we're halfway there, aren't we, Taro? We're halfway there. Let's get to that alcohol. Not quite. You see, she doesn't seem to notice this. Okay. Gonna get drunk. Drink that liquid courage, Taro. Oh yeah, now we're all boozed up. Yeah, there we go. We made it, and yeah. Then we can do it again if we want. Because why wouldn't we want to do that? We could do this all day. There are more stages. See, we can... Hold on. Can't save my progress on the trial, so... Oh well. See, we can go to this cosplay bar and this girl's in a swimsuit. So let's creep up on her. The sprite works nice, right? I mean, you know, it's nice spriting. They did that pretty well. So, if you thought that maybe your Xbox 360 had a distinct lack of stalking underage girls, Xblig has you covered this week. What am I doing? Oh, you know this game's gonna be a bestseller, right? I'm gonna take a look at the sales page for Xblig, and this is gonna be on there. Success. Well, I think that's enough stalking for right now. Yeah. That's the Hoochie play, however you're supposed to pronounce that. It's, yeah. Japanese middle-aged man creeping up on high school girls. It's a game.